Hey everybody, what's up? So I had a question on one of my older videos on how somebody can improve their sidekick, and they asked me about chambering and stuff like that. So today's video is going to be a sidekick extravaganza. So we're going to show you guys how to do various stretches and exercises to help your sidekick, and then also going to go over several different sidekicks using a Century Wavemaster bag. I do have the letters facing the camera so you guys can see setting up certain things, and also for stretching and stuff like that you can kind of gauge it. And I use this in class to help people out as well. So I realize if their leg stretches are really low, I can give them this and they can make it a goal to get to the next letter. So that's going to be the idea behind some of these letters being out. So the first thing we're going to talk about is a little bit of stretching. Now you probably already did some shadow boxing, hopefully to warm up, or maybe jump rope, or did some kind of movement. Now we're going to talk about a little bit of stretching, and then we're going to get into various sidekicks and chambers and all the fun stuff. So I'm here like this, and I basically just stand parallel and my fingertips just barely touch the bag. From there, my hands come up, and all I'm going to do is just bring my leg up, just like so. I'm not trying to kick the bag, so you saw I just stepped back a smidge even more, so I'm out of range, and I'm just trying to lift my leg straight up, pulling my toes back towards me, and seeing where I get to. Okay, my goal is my sidekick wants to be at least as high as the stomach. So my belly's right here at the end. So I'm right here. My goal is to have at least my leg as high as the end. But of course, we happen to have a gauge. And so there's the U, there's the R, there's the Y. And I didn't stretch before this video. So that's about the highest I'm going to get right now. I can hear my hip popping before I go any farther, unless I do some stretching and warming up. And of course, you'll do the other side as well. And you're just going to lift it up. I would say 10 of these. So I've been taught two different types of chambers. I got one that I learned from Taekwondo, and I got one that I got from karate. And so the Taekwondo chamber, it was this way, and then we fired all our techniques off of the same basic leg premise. The problem I ran into with that was, if I tried to sidekick somebody who got really close, I couldn't turn my leg over to fire the kick. I got jammed up, and now the kicks no longer work. In karate, they gave us a slightly different chamber, which allowed me to still kick even if somebody closed the distance. But let's get into the chambers really quick. So I just showed you guys Taekwondo. Now I'm going to show you the karate chamber, which is when I chambered and then I fired. So I'm pulling my leg in front of me, and then I push it into the target. So it's that way. So that's our basic chambers, which leads us into our first sidekick. So if I stand here, I'm just standing, and my arm goes out. Now I'm here. So I pull my leg in front, and there's your sidekick. Aiming with my heel if I can. Okay, here I am. Throwing my sidekick. One more time. And again, chest height, not bad. So that's our first sidekick, the basic sidekick. Just loading up, firing the kick, putting it back down. Loading it up, firing the kick, putting it back down. Now let's move into what we call the step sidekick. So before, I would my feet don't really move, I'm just firing the kick. Understand, for the step sidekick, now I just take a step behind, and now I'm out of range. And so what's going to happen is I'm going to take this leg, I step behind my other leg to throw the sidekick. And the reason I step behind and not in front is because now your feet can get crossed up. You can actually kick your own foot. So I'm here, I step behind, and there's my step sidekick. Again, I'll do a few of those so you guys can see it. Step behind, just like so. Again, you're aiming with your heel. Stepping behind, sidekick. So in between our step sidekick and our skip sidekick, we have a replacement step sidekick. And this is pretty much straight out of Jeet Kune Do. So I'm here, I'm out of range. I step and then I go. I'm replacing my footwork, okay? It's really close to like the skip and the pendulum. It's almost identical. Here, kick. Like I said, it looks really close to that pendulum step or even the skip side kick where it's more like that. So at this point now, we're up to our skip side kick. Remember, you're out of range and you're gonna launch yourself into range. Something that I got from an article I read back when I was a teenager by Sijo Bruce Lee was when you're doing this kick, make sure your foot hits the target a split second before your foot touches the floor. You want all of your energy, 100% to hit the target. You don't want to split it 50-50 or maybe even 60-40. You want it to go 100 and then floor, or maybe 99.5 within the floor. So if I do that right, when I launch myself, you see that that foot hits that target just barely before this, versus, and then half the energy went to the floor, half the energy went into the target. So think about that when you're doing your skip side kick. You want to be here, out of range. You're gonna launch yourself, boom, and then kick that bag or that target before your foot hits the floor. So the next kick is gonna be what we call a jump side kick. I personally don't think that there's a lot of use for this kick unless you're trying to work on maybe just practicing your vertical jumps, because why would I stand here, jump up straight, and then try to throw a side kick when I have all those other options? Also, standard side kick is way quicker. Also, something to keep in mind, if you're gonna jump kick anything, kick higher than you can regular. So it doesn't make me a whole lot of good to be like, jump side kick when I'm kicking the knee, when again, I can just standardize kick higher than that. So jump side kick, and I like to use these letters. That's actually why I put the bag this way so you guys could see it. So you can practice figuring out like, okay, this would be like a good hip. This is my waist. This is my stomach. This is your, lower chest or whatever, chest here, and then above that's gonna be your head. So when you're practicing your kicks, even if it's here, I'm making sure I can get to the stomach, okay? Below that's the knee, so that's when you're kicking low. But if you're gonna jump side kick and you're like, and now you're kicking them here in the hip, it's probably not gonna have a whole lot of purpose, all right? So just like earlier, I checked my range. Now you're gonna jump up and then kick. Oh, he's over. You see that I hit more like where the R was versus lower. Like I don't want you to jump kick. That serves no point when you can just side kick. And side kicking is a little bit quicker anyway. Jump side kick, again, maybe you gotta jump over somebody, you're doing a demo, whatever the reason you're doing it, it has to be higher than your standard side kick. So I simply lower my body, I spring up, and then I fire this side kick. So here, just like so. So moving on to our flying side kick. This is a kick you see in all the movie pictures and posters and stuff where the person's flying through the air. I'm gonna do this first without an obstacle, and then I'm gonna add in a couple obstacles so you guys can see how fun it can be to practice this. Even at home, you can get like a little chair or a bench or something and have a target and fly over it and side kick. Or maybe you don't even have a target, you just fly and side kick in the air just because it's fun. So again, I have to back up a little bit more now because I gotta run because it's a flying side kick, not a jump side kick. So you're gonna run and then you're gonna launch. And I'm trying to take the power down so I don't have to pick the bag up a bunch of times. But again, you're here, you run, and you're side kicking. So back up now. I'm gonna run and flying side kick. Hopefully this will hit that bag and then come back. So we'll try that out. So I'm out of range, I run, and it worked. Out of range, run. And so as you see, again, I'm trying to kick pretty high. I'm not flying side kicking their groin or their hip. I'm flying side kicking up here. Now let's put something in the way. So I took another Wave Master, put it down so there's a barrier to go over. It could be a tree stump, could be a rock, could be a down opponent, whatever you want to look at, however you want to imagine it. But now I'm going to fly over this to kick that. Okay, so again, I backed up, I run, and I launch. Take off, launch. That's actually a pretty good idea. So you get the idea. And you can put, we've gone as much as, I'll do one more. All right, so you see I took a chair out this time, and the goal is gonna be to do a flying side kick over the chair into the Wavemaster bag. Put in the comment section below if you think I can do it or if I'm gonna wipe out. So I got a chair here. When you're gonna do this, make sure there's enough room that you can make it over the item, hit the bag and not crash into the item. So I'm giving myself a little bit of room so I can make it over and still have room to land. All right, here we go. So just like before, I'm backing up a little bit so I have the room to get over the target. And so I'm gonna run, launch. There you go. If you were a hater out there, I made it. I'll do it again. Here we go. Probably not my best looking one, but I did make it. I'll do it one more time. So there you guys have it. I just showed you guys how to do several different types of side kicks. We did the standard side kick. I showed you 2 different chambers. We did the step side kick. We did the skip side kick. We did the jump side kick. And we also did the flying side kick. Put in the comment section below what your favorite is. And you guys made it to the end of the video. You know what to do. I'm not gonna ask you this time. You know what's up. This is JD, and I'm out.